kapwa ko Pilipino. Ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo. Ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko. Para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na at kung magpatalo, ipagdiwang natin ang Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulot, Sumbe, Sibay, Lakay, Manila. Sama-samang pakita ang galing natin katropa sa kapwa ko Pilipino. Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy.
Bago na, power and play na. Bago na, power and play na. Bago na, Pilipinas tayo na. Talakayin natin ang laro. Gusto mo, pag-usapan natin. Ibida ang hilig ng bawat Pilipino na merong taglay na galing. Bago na, power and play na. Bago na, power and play. Bago na, power and play na. Bago na, Pilipinas tayo na. Bago na, power and play na. Bago na, bago na, power and play na. Bago na.
Philippines, the win is over! The gold is yours! Finally, Diaz!
Serena Bolden gets the first goal for the Philippines in the FIFA Women's World Cup.
Power and play with Noli Iyala.
Power and Play is presented by Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Cherry Tigo, there's more to our cars. Joyride, ang bago ninyong kasundo. And Arena Plus, astig sa sports. Bango na! Power and Play na! Mayong aga, mga kauturan, magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat mga kapatid. Mula po sa City of Smiles, dito po sa Bacolod City, nagmumula po ang inyong paboritong kasama tuwing Sabado ng umaga, ang Power and Play. Of course, bumabati po tayo sa lahat ng mga kasama natin, mga nanonood po sa atin at nakikinig sa atin sa 1PH, sa Signal TV, and of course, sa atin pong mga kasamang nakikinig, mga suki natin sa 92.3 True FM, Radyo 5, dito na tayo sa totoo. And of course, worldwide, magandang araw po sa inyo lahat sa ating Facebook Live ng Power and Play 1PH at ng Radyo 5. Again, bumabati po tayo, napakagandang araw, napakagandang umaga po dito sa Bacolod City, kung saan marami pong nangyayari, lalong-lalo na po ang pagsisimula ng PBA All-Star Games o All-Star Weekend dito po sa Bacolod na mangyayari po mamaya. Naku, ang daming mga bituin, ang dami pong mga PBA players na dumagsa dito sa Bacolod City, and talaga namang very excited ang mga fans po dito, ang mga Negrense, ang mga taga-Bacolod na mapanood muli ang kanilang paboritong mga bituin. At hopefully, mamaya makakuha tayo ng update mismo mula sa PBA Commissioner, si Willie Marshall. Pero tayo po hindi na naririto para sa PBA All-Star Weekend. Baka akala nyo, ini-stock ko ang PBA. Hindi po, tayo nagkataon lamang at ako'y natutuwa naman na nandito kahit papano ang PBA. Pero tayo po nandito para maglaro doon po sa isang nilang malaking torneo dito sa Negros. Ito po tinatawag na Sugar Tea. Ito po isang torneo, golf tournament na ginaganap dito taon-taon ng Marapara Golf and Country Club na talaga pong dinadayo at nilalahukan ng napakaraming mga golfers at mga golfing aficionados. Alam ko dyan sa PBA, marami ring mahilig, lalong-lalo na yung isang coach ng All-Star team, si Coach George Gallet, na napakagaling na golfer. Kating-kating ang maglaro pero hindi makapaglaro dahil meron nga tayong PBA All-Star game na gaganapin bukas dyan po sa University of St. Lasala. Pero again, tayo po ay nagpapasalamat sa lahat ng nagyaya sa atin dito sa Sugar Tea, lalong-lalo na yung aking partner na si Tom Pohang. Thanks Tom for the invite and just a wonderful treat. Pambihira ang ating pong pagdalo dito, talaga namang sulit na sulit. And of course, yung ating po mga kaibigan, mga host natin dito, si Brian Tan at si Joshua Chua ng Bacolod Taitung High School. Naku, talagang alagang-alaga po tayo dito at yung kain, pambihira, yung chicken inasal, yung pong mga inihaw, yung pong yung Bacolod na ang tawag dito, kansi. Naku, napakasarap po ng mga inihanda sa atin kagabi at tayo po ituon kumagin. Nagpapasalamat tayo to Tom Pohang. By the way, yung PBA nag-practice dun sa Pohang Gym sa pamilya po ng aking kaibigan. Well, pinangalan doon sa kanyang grandfather yung pong gym na yon. Doon po nagpa-practice yung mga All-Stars yan sa Taitung High School. Again, we would like to give a big shout out to all of the members of the Bacolod Taitung High School. Again, for your hosting the PBA. And of course, si Brian Tan at si Joshua Chua. Ang dami pong dumayo dito. In fact, when you go around, ang dami pong lumilipat dito sa Bacolod ng mga negosyante dahil napakaganda ng infrastructure, napakaganda po ng negosyo ng tanawin, and of course, yung traffic hindi kasing bigat sa Metro Manila. Kaya naman po, ang dami na rin bumabalik sa kanilang roots. May mga nakausap tayo kaninang umaga na taga rito, na nagpunta ng Maynila, ngayon bumabalik mga turista. Alam niyo po, yan ang ating pag-uusapan. Isi-segue ko na po mga kapatid. Doon sa yung pinag-uusapan din naman yung paglipat at paglipat sa yung dating lugar o kaya pag-alis sa yung dating lugar. Yan po ang ating itatampok sa ating pong unang segment, yung pong What's the Score? Kung saan pag-uusapan natin ang pinakamainit at pinakamalaking issue at topic sa mundo ng palakasan. At yan po ang ating tampok ngayon, ang sporting nationality transfer ng ating mga atleta sa What's the Score? Ang isa pong malaking balita na bumulaga sa ating lahat ay yung pagpasok po ng isa nating dating kababayan, isang fencer, top fencer ng Pilipinas, na lumipat po ng tinatawag na sporting nationality. Siya po ay ngayon isang athlete, naturalized athlete ng Ivory Coast. Well, pasok na sa 2024 Paris Olympics ang kababayang natin at top fencer na si Maxine Esteban. Pero hindi kung matatandaan niyo po, hindi na Pilipinas ang dala-dala niyang bansa matapos lumipat sa Ivory Coast. Sa kanyang Instagram post matapos ang panibagong achievement, ito ang mensahe ni Max para sa dalawang bansa. And we quote, sabi niya, "This is for Ivory Coast, the country that embraced me, believed in me, and supported me all the way. And for the Philippines, the country my heart will always beat proud." Isa na namang malaking what if yan sa Pilipinas sa listahan ng mga atletang lumipat ng bansa. Siyempre, hindi natin makakalimutan ang mga kaso nila Wesley So, ang chess grandmaster, na dala na ngayon ang watawat ng Amerika sa kanyang mga tagumpay sa international chess. Yung golfer namang si Yuka Saso, pinili i-represent ang Japan dahil sa nationality law ng Japan pagdating sa mga dual citizens. Papunta na rin sa pagiging Japanese citizen si Jaja Santiago, na isa na sana sa mga haligi ng Philippine Volleyball National Team. Nandyan din ang Q legend na si Alex Pagulayan na minsan pang nag-represent ng bansang Pilipinas. Ang tanong natin ngayon, linggo, ay anong mga dapat gawin ng Pilipinas para hindi na maulit ang kaso ng mga umaalis na champion athletes ng ating bansa. Alam niyo po, pag pinag-uusapan ito mga kapatid, talagang kung niyo matatandaan, kahit si EJ Obiena, nagkaroon po ng balita na siya ay inalok ng citizenship ng iba't ibang mga bansa dahil po sa taglay na galing ni EJ Obiena. Muntik na, ika nga, dahil sa sigalot nung panahon na yon ng Patafa at ni EJ Obiena, yung kampo po ni EJ Obiena. Well, bagamat nagsabi si EJ na hindi siya lilipat ng nationality dahil at wala siyang sinasabi nga niya, wala daw siyang i-represent kundi ang ating bansa. Walang masusurpresa kung siya ay biglang alokin pa rin. At alam niyo, magdesisyon yan na humabol at lumipat pa sa ibang bansa. At nabanggit ko nga si Jaja Santiago. Ang kaso po ni Jaja, kailangan pa niya ng residency bago siya makakuha ng Japanese citizenship. Of course, alam po natin na siya ay engaged sa kanyang fiancé na si Coach Taka Minowa. At iba pa mga atleta. Alam natin naman nagtitraining sa ibang bansa katulad ni Kaloyulo. Hindi malayo sa galing ni Kaloyulo at sa pangangailangan ng ibang bansa, including po ang bansang Hapon. Baka ma-offeran yan, si Kaloyulo. Ang isa ko pang naitanong po, mga kapatid, ay si Alex Iyala, yung mismo kong kadugo at pamangkin, na ngayon po ay nagtitraining, nakabase sa Espanya, sa Spain. Doon po sa Mallorca, Spain, kung saan siya ay, paikot-ikot ng mundo. Hindi po sinasabi ni Alex na siya ililipat. In fact, siya po ay nangako sa aming angkan. Pero hindi po malayo na siya po ay bigyan ng isa ring offer para lumipat ng sporting nationality. Bakit? Bakit ganun? Marami pong factors yan, mga kapatid. Of course, yung pera. Diretsuhin na natin. Yung pong pera, siyempre malaki po ang ino-offer minsan ng nasa kontrata o minsan ay kanilang matatamo kung sila po ay magkakampanya sa ibang bansa. Yung pong passport accessibility o di kaya yung acceptability ng kanilang pasaporte ng nilipatan nilang bansa. Alam naman natin na kung ikaw ay American citizen o di kaya Canadian, even yung Japanese citizen po ay tanggap po sa ibang bansa, hindi katulad po ng ating mismong pasaporte. Yung pong pagbibigay ng kahalagahan sa kanila na sila po ay mahalaga. Yan ho ang naging kaso ni Maxine Esteban, na tila siya po ay napabayaan. Siya po ay hindi inasikaso, hindi napagbigyan ng kanyang mismong National Sports Association. Politika, mga kapatid, yung pong away, yan ang naging rason din. Sabi daw nila ni Wesley So. And of course, yung pong kulang ng suporta na binabanggit naman ni Alex Pagulayan. Well, ngayon pong araw na to, isa pong makakasama natin dito ay isang sports writer na nagsulat po tungkol sa mga kaso ng aking mga binanggit ngayong umaga pong ito. At siya po ay makakasama natin para bigyan tayo ng konting backgrounder, mga kapatid, sa mga naging kaso at mga naging rason sa paglipat ng mga champion athletes ng Pilipinas. Kasama po natin ngayon si Randolph Leongson, dating Spin.ph sports writer, correspondent, na ngayon po ay Media Relations Officer ng Signal TV. Magandang umaga, Dolph. Thank you for joining us this morning sa Power and Play. Medyo nakamute ka pa yata. Tingnan natin, nakamute pa si Randolph. Tingnan natin. Yan!
Magandang umaga, Kom. Long time no see.
Long time no see. I'm very happy na makita na ikaw pala ay nasa Signal na. Congratulations. Congratulations on this move of yours. Alam mo, na-research ng aming mga kasama na ikaw ay nagsulat tungkol sa mga kaso ng ating mga favorite athletes, no, back in 2021, I believe, na binanggit mo nga yung mga kaso nila Wesley So, ni Alex, ni Yuka. Of course, ngayon makikita pa natin yung kaso ni Maxine Esteban. Let me ask you first, ano ang naging rason kung bakit si Wesley, for instance, ay isa sa mahalagang atleta natin ay nawala sa bansang Pilipinas, Randolph?
I think in a general sense, iba-iba eh. Pero karamihan niyan will revolve around politics. Ang atleta kasi, hindi lang sa basketball, may it be for any sport, ang kailangan lang niyan suporta. May pakita mo sa kanya na matutulungan mo siya sa lahat ng endeavors niya, may it be sa training, sa allowance, sa stipend. And syempre gusto rin nilang magkaroon ng pagkakataon na mas makakompete against higher level of competition. So, doon naman talaga gagaling lahat ng atleta eh. So, kumbaga, di ba, iron sharpens iron. In the case of Wesley So, he did not feel the support. I think the same was the case for Maxine Esteban. Kaya rin ganun yung nangyari. I think the same is for Alex Magulayan. And yung nakakatakot din kasi dito kung parang hindi tayo natututo. Remember, yung kay Alex Magulayan was way back in mid-2000s. Alex Magulayan won the World Pool Championship representing yung Philippines, and then when he didn't feel like he was getting ample support, bumalik siya ng Canada. Tapos parang I know hindi lahat is natuloy, but some years back, EJ Obiena even held that same endeavor eh. Nagkaroon siya ng same problem again with their NSA sa Patafa. So parang nakaka-alarm na even the high profile athletes have to endure these problems. So what more para dun sa mga mas nakakabata o mga hindi mas kilala? Kasi mahirap din siya because we know sports, napakahirap i-justify niyan pag kailangan mo maghanap ng sponsor, kailangan mong maghanap ng backer, and the training is tuloy-tuloy. Pero siguro it should be an ang hirap kasi sabihin eye opener kasi ang daming beses ang nangyari, but it all boils down to the leadership na kailangan lang talaga pakinggan at mas makakaramdam yung mga sports officials natin na at the end of the day, suporta at tulong lang naman yung kailangan ng mga players natin.
Alam mo, nabanggit mo to sa article na sinulat mo, Dolph, na sabi nga ni Wesley So, sabi mo, siya ay nagpakita ng desire niya, no, na yung kanyang disappointment rather. Sabi niya, quote, "Tired of the dysfunctional system and internal politics of the NCFP and the PSC, pati PSC ay nailagay pa niya, sabi niya, and I continue, sabi niya, it was almost impossible to get ahead in the Philippines, so I thought I should just use my chess to get education in the US and maybe find another job. To be poor and unconnected in the Philippines is to be trash for rich people to step on." Sa tingin mo ba, ito'y naging mas malaki ng problema? Itong pinapakitang emotion ni Wesley So, ito ba ay nag-evolve na into a bigger problem that's beyond sports, Dolph? Kasi nakikita natin itong mga OFW, no, nag-aalisa na dito, diba? Yung mga ganyan, diba?
I mean, we can't fault people, not just athletes, but anyone to, kumbaga, maghanap ng mas magandang kinabukasan, mas magandang to find greener pastures, to say the least. But in all fairness, compared to the PSC na naranasan ni Wesley So, we have to give props to Chairman Butch and even ikaw, Kom, ng short stint mo, and even now with the Chairman Ricky Bachman, na tinatry talaga nilang ilig. Same with the POC, with Kong Bambol Tolentino. Talagang pinapakita nila yung suporta sa atleta. So, it has to trickle down. Kumbaga, lagi natin sinasabi, oo, malaki na yung nagawa natin. Pero kulang pa rin eh. Di ba? Bakit hindi tayo laging nagna-number 1 sa SEA Games? Kasi ibig sabihin, oo, nandun tayo, pero kulang lagi. And yun lang naman din ang hinahanap ng mga atleta din. Yung tuloy-tuloy na suporta.
Gusto ko follow up yan. May impact ba sa Philippine sports itong pag-alis? Kasi alam naman natin, kaya nga, mabibilang mo sa iyong mga daliri kung ilan lang naman yung umaalis. Pero big names ito. May impact ba sa tingin mo kahit papano sa mga atleta?
Medyo demoralizing siya ako. Iniisip ko rin kasi kanina eh. Some have, kumbaga masabi natin, nasa position of privilege. Na pwede mo kasi sabihin na, national pride. Dapat mas mangibabaw yung pagiging Pilipino mo. Hindi ka dapat matakam sa ganyan. Pero iba-iba ang sitwasyon ng tao eh. Like in the case of Jaja Santiago, Japan has a solid volleyball program. Nakapangasawa siya ng hapon na coach. Nakakapag-compete siya sa mas mataas na level. So, hindi natin siya masisisi na pumunta siya doon, makapaglaro siya doon, and malay niyo makapaglaro pa siya ng Olympics, di ba? Mas, kumbaga, realistically, mas malaki ang tsansa ng Japan na makapasok sa Olympic volleyball than the Philippines. So, kumbaga, reality, may mga dreams na ganyan yung mga atleta natin. In the case of Maxine Esteban, yun nga, it was a gamble on her part to transfer to Ivory Coast, chasing that Olympic dream, and true enough, she was able to do so. So, kumbaga, alam mo yun, hindi rin natin masisisi yung mga atleta. But for those who remain, it could go both ways eh. Kumbaga for them, it's an opportunity na may spot na hindi makukuha. Mas kailangan nating magpursige, mas kaya nating humabol. But at the same time, hindi mo rin masisisi yung iba na, kung pwede pala akong maging mas magaling, pwede pala yung ganon. So, it has to be something na kailangan pag-isipan ng sports executives natin because may mga atleta na nakagawa and unfortunately, baka hindi pa ito yung huli.
Well, yun nga ang masakit doon. Baka hindi pa ito ang huli. Kasi alam natin, Maxine Esteban was the latest. Nabanggit ko nga mga pangalang Aloyulo, even Alex Ayala na ngayon ay nagkakampanya na sa labas ng bansa. But again, ayaw natin magturo dito ng daliri kung sino may kasalanan. I think at the end of the day, ang masakit dito ay of course ang nasasaktan ang mga taong nagpapakahirap sa kanilang playing fields para magbigay ng karangalan sa ating bansa. Dolph, maraming salamat sa panahon binigay mo sa amin today. Again, congratulations on your new job and we look forward na mas makita ka namin dito sa Power and Play. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat, Kom. Good morning po.
Good morning. Mga kaibigan, si Randolph Leongson ng ngayon po Media Relations Officer ng Signal TV. Of course, siya po ay nagsulat dati tungkol dito sa issue na to ng sporting nationality. And we're just so happy na ating po nakuha ang kanyang take sapagkat talagang po pinag-aralan niya itong issue ito. Again, dagdagan ko lang po yung sinabi niya. Hindi po ito, again, nagtuturo tayo. But, you know, ang ating sports officials have to take a long, hard look at themselves and sa kanila pong mga prioridad, mga kapatid. Hindi po ito simpleng problema na pwede pong baliwalain. Again, marami po tayong mga sports officials overstaying. Mga kapatid, overstaying. Sana po ay makita nila na may mga bagong dugo na gustong talagang tumulong at meron pong tinatawag na vision. Hindi po yung dahil masarap lamang na bumiyahe-biyahe at makakuha ng parangal bilang isang presidente ng isang sports association. Yung pong merong drive at empathy, yung pong malasakit sa ating pong mga atleta. Mas sinabi nga ni Dolph kanina, at least ang ating pong mga bagong pinuno katulad ni Kong Bumble Tolentino ng POC at si Chairman Dicky at yung mga nakaraan po, kahit papaano ay nagkaroon ng konting pagbabago. Pero still, at the end of the day, ang pinag-uusapan po dito ay yung right intentions ng ating pong mga sports officials. Sana po ay ito'y matapos na. Of course, hindi po natin nahadlangan ang paglipat ng isang atleta kung yan po ay makakabuti sa kanya. Ang hindi lang po natin magustuhan ay paglumipat dahil sa maling mga rason. Alright mga kapatid, tuloy-tuloy po ang ating huntahan dito. And of course, after that paghimay po ng ating special topic sa What's the Score, medyo pumasok naman tayo sa konting kasiyahan kasama po ng ating mga kaibigan sa sports media sa ating pong paboritong Cash or Bash. At ang Cash or Bash ay hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Tigo. There's more to our cars. Dito po sa segment to, tayo ay magkakaroon ng konting kasiyahan. Magpapakita po tayo ng ilang sports items, pwedeng video, sound bites, or quotes na hahatulan. Judgmental nga naman yung ating mga guests dito. Hahatulan po ng ating mga bisita kung cash, kung nagugustuhan nila yan, o bibili sila dun sa take na yon, o di kaya ay bash kung walang seal of approval mula sa kanila. At ang ating pong makakasama ngayong araw sa ating pong cash or bash, mga kapatid, walang iba kundi ang ating mga kaibigang si Luisa Morales of course, laging ating pong uh, suki dito sa Power and Play. At ang kasama po natin ngayon si John Mark Garcia ng Spin.ph. Good morning, Luisa and John Mark. Thank you for joining us sa
Good
Power
morning
and Play.
Good morning,
po.
Liam.
Good morning
Nice to
po.
be here po.
Morning.
Ako medyo malalim yung usapan namin ni Dolph tungkol sa sport nationality. At talaga namang nakakalungkot yung mga ganyang balita. But dito sa Cash or Bash, medyo cambio tayo ng konti and just have a little fun. But before we do that, Luisa, I wanna ask you, may balita ka nung isang araw na i-host ng Pilipinas ang FIVB o yung World Volleyball Championships next year. After the World Cup, ito namang World Championship ng volleyball. How significant itong planong ito ng ating bansa na muling maging host ng isang ganyang kalaking torneo?
Definitely, it will be big for the sport, no? As we can see naman, nakikita naman natin fan-wise, no? Kumbaga, support-wise, nandiyan naman po talaga yung napakalaking support ng Filipino community sa sport ng volleyball, no? But siguro ang magiging maganda rin dito kapag nag-host tayo ay makakapaglaro tayo. Kasi yes, nag-host tayo ng BNL pero hindi tayo naglalaro. This time around, magkakaroon po tayo ng spot as hosts na maglaro. So definitely a big thing for our national teams, magkaroon ng ganitong klaseng high-quality experience sa ating mga team. So hopefully, makapag-prepare tayo ng maigi and maging maganda po yung showing natin against mga talagang powerhouse teams na maglalaro po dito.
Maganda sinabi mo yan na tayo makakapaglaro, makikita natin mga players na karapat-dapat, although nahihirapan, again, exposure is the best thing and of course experience para sa ating mga atleta. John, I wanna ask you about laban ni Yumir Marshall. Mamaya na yan, he will be facing a Thai opponent and of course, alam natin na si Yumir ang isa nating pag-asa para makamedalya sa Paris Olympics ngayong taon na to. Anong expectation mo dito sa laban na to, John Mark? Mamayang gabi dyan sa Ninoy Aquino Stadium.
Ako po I expect of course Yumir to really fight even harder, especially given he's playing in front of the Filipino crowd. So that will definitely be an added boost for him, and I hope for him as well, knowing na the Filipino fans have been supporting him all the way sa naging journey niya sa Olympics and other competitions, hoping, and I think he definitely has more than what it takes po to pull off this win tonight and hopefully be the start of what will be a successful few years ahead for him, lalo na on the road and on the build-up po to the Olympics.
Oo, kailangan niya of course ito, confidence booster. Sabi nga niya, last fight niya, before sumabak na siya sa Paris Olympics. And we hope, of course, na dahil libre ang ating tickets mamayang gabi, mga kapatid, dagsain niyo po ang Ninoy Aquino Stadium para suportahan ang ating kababayang si Yumir Marshall. Alright, well, dito sa Cash or Bash, simple lamang. Kung approve sa inyo, o ika nga, you will buy into the idea nung either video, soundbite, or quote, cash ang inyong iboto. At kung hindi naman, at hindi approve sa inyo, walang seal of approval, bash ang inyong sagot. So ready na ba kayo? And we'll begin with our first item for the morning. Sa dalawang nakaraang season ng UAAP Women's Volleyball, parehas rookie or dalawang rookie ang naging Rookie of the Year and MVP. Sina Bella Belen at Angel Canino. Ngayong season, tuloy-tuloy ang kanilang pamamayagpag bilang mga top players ng UAAP. So ang tanong, cash or bash? Sina Canino at Belen na ba ang magiging power duo ng Pilipinas sa hinaharap na national team? I'll begin with you, Luisa. Go!
Kung cash na cash ako dyan, no? Of course, in the past 2 years, nakita naman nga po natin yung quality ng dalawa in terms of their game, ano? In the past 2 seasons, 3 seasons para kay Bella. Kumbaga, it takes a lot to win an MVP sa isang liga po na kasing competitive ng UAAP. And for them, na nagawa nila in their first year of playing, talaga namang napakagaling nila. Ano? And of course, nakikita naman natin na apart from their rookie MVP season, talagang tuloy-tuloy po yung nagiging development nila. Like this ongoing season 86, yung LaSalle and NU, nasa top 4 po sila ng ating standings ngayon. So, there has been growth. No, kahit sobrang taas ng quality ng laro nila nung rookie year nila, kumbaga tuloy-tuloy pa rin talaga yung growth nila. So definitely maaasahan natin sila sa national team. Actually si Bella po nakapaglaro na before under Rebisco po sa isang liga during, I think that was the pandemic, no. So meron naman na siyang experience, and si Angel, I don't think there will be any jitters. Nakikita naman natin kung ano yung quality ng play niya, kung gaano ka-focus siya sa laro niya. So definitely maasahan sila natin sa national team, and hopefully nga talaga sila yung magiging jumpstart ng isang magandang era ng ating national team sa women's side, no. Kumbaga, yung mga likes kasi nila Eliza, nila Michelle Gumabaw, medyo on the veteran side na, no. So hopefully itong klaseng new talent, young talent ay makakapag push sa atin in the right direction in terms of future natin.
John Mark, same question. Sina Kanino ba at Belen ang susunod na power duo ng Pilipinas? Go ahead, Mark.
Cash din po ako, Com. And I guess for me naman po, having the chance to interview them and also know them off the court, yung character and mentality po nila really stands out. They're very accomplished players already, and they're not the type to play just to win or just to get the results. Parang embedded po talaga sa character nila yung desire for growth and improvement, even if they're already at the top of their games. Talagang nandun po yung genuine desire to grow and learn, na di po porket champion na sila, nag-MVP na sila, nananalo pa rin sila, wala na po yung intention umangat. And I think that is the kind of mindset and the kind of players that we need at the forefront po of our women's national team, and also from the management to our national federations. And this applies to any national team din po for that matter. In order for stars like Bella, Angel, and for them to shine in the international stage, I think it really starts with a change in ethos and approach in forming our national teams din, na dapat po mas nakafocus sa continuity and long-term growth rather than just short-term gains and instant results. And with players like Bella and Angel, and also many names po that we can throw in the mix like Solomon, Gagato, Poyos, Dongalio, Pepito, I really believe po that the promise of a bright future for Philippine volleyball is definitely there, and it can start with the two of them.
Alright. Well, sana lang hindi lumipat ng nationality itong dalawang to. Ma-pirate ng Japan. Alright, let's go to our second item sa Cash or Bash. Mainit ang bakbakan at prasuhan para sa playoff spot ng NBA, lalo na sa Wild West. At ang nasa ibabang spots ng playoff bracket, naku po, ang mga sikat na teams ng NBA katulad ng Lakers, Warriors, Suns at Mavericks. Kaya, Cash or Bash, mas exciting nga ba ang play-in tournament kaysa mismong na playoffs kung ang Lakers, Warriors, Suns at Mavericks ang maglalaban-laban sa last two spots sa West? Cash or Bash? Go ahead, John Mark.
Parang bash po ako dito, Com, dahil I think pitting any two of these four teams, almost always guaranteed naman po na they live up to the billing. But there's this prestige po of the NBA Finals that will always be enticing and captivating for basketball fans. Parang regardless din po of which two teams will meet in the end. Like, let's say for Filipino fans, there'll always be yung household names and the more popular teams like LA and Golden State. But even in recent years po, when none of the usual protagonists, let's say, made it to the finals, like Denver, Miami last year, or Phoenix, Milwaukee a few years ago, all eyes were still in the finals, and they delivered very competitive championship series pa rin naman po. And as a Laker fan, I'll always be excited to watch them against the top teams and in high-stakes games po. And also same if we see Luka and Kyrie, the Splash Brothers, or KD and D-Book. But sa akin lang po, there'll always be a different kind of excitement and fascination when it's the last two teams fighting for possibly the biggest prize in club basketball in the world. So I think the NBA Finals po is still more exciting at the end of the day.
Alright. Well, again, ito ay patungkol kasi sa mga napaka-popular na mga teams. Luisa, same question. Of course, nakikita natin yung NBA meme na sinasabi nila mas exciting pa daw or watchable yung play-in tournament than the actual finals. Cash or Bash?
Sa tingin ko po, bash din po ako dito. Kasi alam naman po natin na meron tayong tinatawag na big market teams and small market teams sa NBA, no? And yun nga po, it just so happens na yung mga teams like the Lakers, Warriors, Suns and Mavericks, yun po yung mga example nitong mga big market teams. And yun nga, unfortunately, nandun sila sa area na, kumbaga, they have to win to get in. So definitely makikita natin magdo-draw ng big crowds yung mga teams na ito for their games, no? Especially meron silang big ticket stars katulad ni LeBron, Curry, Kevin Durant, saka ni Doncic, no? Pero kumbaga makaka-fill up talaga sila ng stadiums no matter what, no? Pero in terms of excitement sa finals, no, especially basketball-wise, talagang I think there is a reason naman po why the top teams are where they are right now. Kumbaga they've been playing at the top of their game. Kumbaga yung quality ng laro nila sobrang taas, kaya naging consistent sila all throughout this NBA season, and nandun sila sa spot na hindi na sila magka-play in, no, and diretso playoff sila. So hindi naman po binibigay yung sa kanila yung top seed in the West, no, tinatawag natin Wild West, na sobrang competitive talaga. So yung kahit small market team sila katulad ng OKC or Timberwolves, etc., kumbaga there's going to be a lot going on sa playoffs na talagang ma-appreciate at ikatutuwa ng mga fans nila. And siguro kasi I would think na itong mga franchises na to sobrang hungry din sila for this kind of action and this kind of high stakes games. Yung mga fan bases nila matagal nang hindi nakakarating sa finals to. So hopefully if we see them go all the way, talagang mararamdaman natin yung passion and support nila for their teams even dito sa Pilipinas, na tayo mahahawa na rin tayo and ma-excite tayo sa NBA finals.
Absolutely. Talagang pag ganyan naman ang play-in tournament mo, 4 na marquee teams na napakaraming stars, superstars, future Hall of Famers, and of course, All-Stars. Talagang nakaka-excite. What's the beauty of this is nagawa ng NBA na mag-innovate. And that just shows the kind of league that they have. Talagang even sa bottom, nagawa nila ng paraan para lalo pang maging kaakit-akit ang kanilang mga format sa tournament. All right, let's go to our third item of the morning. I am in Bacolod City, and of course, this is where the All-Star game will happen. Tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang pick-up game format, however, ng PBA All-Star, kung saan namimili ng kanilang mga player, ang mga team captains na si Japet Aguilar at si Mark Baroka. So, cash or bash? Since tinanggal na ito ng NBA, itong format na ito, dapat na bang ibalik ng liga ang North versus West na format din sa All-Star game? Cash or bash? Luisa?
Para sa akin po, kung bash muna, I think we could give it a few more years, no? Kailan lang din naman natin tinry i-pick up tong format ng may mga team captains, no? So, I would see muna kung ano yung magiging type of teams, yung quality of games na malalaro natin in the next maybe couple of seasons lang, maybe 1 or 2 more. Titignan natin kung ano yung nagiging quality and compare it dun sa North versus West, no? Kumbaga yun nga, nakita nga natin sa NBA, binalik nila kasi mukhang it didn't work for them. Pero syempre iba-iba naman ng mga fan bases. So I would definitely want to see muna yung PBA, maybe try it a little more, give it a little bit more time. Tingnan natin kung ano mangyayari ngayon dito sa Bacolod, and then next year, and then maybe we can decide from that. Kasi it's been exciting din naman to see the players kumbaga wear a different kind of hat, no? So si Japet tsaka si Mark parang medyo kailangan nila pag-isipan ngayon yung mga magiging teammates sila, not like kapag yung maglalaro na lang sila, no? So kumbaga it's been a great thing then also to see them and sort of try to maneuver kung paano nga ba kung kunwari ikaw yung magda-draft ng mga teammates mo and kung paano mo i-handle din yung mga teammates mo as the team captain. So yun, I would say a few more years. Kung if it doesn't work, then we go back to North versus West, kasi cannot fail naman doon sa ganong klaseng format.
Alright, well, same issue, John Mark. Dapat na bang ibalik yung old format kontra dito sa team captains format? Cash or bash?
Sa akin po cash, dahil personally po parang among my earliest memories of watching the PBA growing up was yung at the time North versus South All-Star game pa po with like James Yap and Jimmy Alapag, those names pa po. But siguro now with so many rising stars din in the league, Nokum, Ku, Yu, Karakot, parang it would be nice to see din po and know kung saan sila nagmumula, and just to have that understanding of where our up-and-coming talents are coming from, and nagdadagdag din po ng sense of pride and bragging rights kapag yung All-Star game is fighting for the North or the West. rather than just you're playing for the team of this player, you're playing for the team of that player. And I guess it adds a reason for the All-Star game to be competitive as well. And although fan voted din naman po, parang this format can take away din yung narrative na ay captain na naman si gantong player, na manggagaling naman for sure sa gantong team, na sa gantong company din. Tapos kukunin niya si ganto, nakakampi si ganyan. Para lang po, mas I guess may fairness in that extent, kahit again, it's fan voted anyways. But regardless naman po, format aside, I think the number one priority at the end of the day ng All-Star Weekend is to give PBA fans from different parts of the country a show, a treat, and a reminder din po na ito pa rin yung liga that we've all grown to watch and love with new and up-and-coming talent through years and decades past. So yun.
I like that last portion na sinabi mo. At the end of the day, whatever is the format, and ako, I also believe, ang kagandahan nito is kahit pa paano nag-i-innovate ang PBA. On the other hand, of course, may mga gustong traditional. But ang importante dito is, at the end of the day, it is giving back to the fans. Whatever the format is, and I hope, hindi lang babuyin ng players. Katulad ng ginawa sa NBA, kung saan wala namang ginawang actual excitement, walang ibinigay na excitement, walang intensity, walang drive. I hope na kahit papano, we don't want anyone to be injured, God forbid, pero sana ibigay nila yung excitement na gusto makita ng fans. Because at the end of the day, the All-Star game is for the All-Star fans. All right, Luisa and John Mark, thank you for joining us ngayong umaga. Huwag kayong magsasawang sumama sa atin. And every day, you either cash or bash sa inyong mga reporting. Maraming salamat again sa inyong dalawa.
Thank you po, Ma'am. And pabati lang po ako. Happy birthday sa
Go ahead.
Tita Tess at Tita Ondek dyan po sa Balacan. Nakikinig po sila. Thank you po so much. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday! Thank you so much. And thank you, John Mark, for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
All right, mga kaibigan, si Luisa Morales and John Mark Garcia, ang ating po mga kaibigan sa Hanap Buhay, dito po sa Cash or Bash. Bago tayo magpatuloy, isa muna pong paalala sa ating mga kaibigan sa Smart. Puso Pilipinas is a movement to celebrate the Filipino athlete powered by Smart. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Get a chance to win exclusive Puso Pilipinas merch by sharing their Facebook page in your social media accounts with hashtag Puso Pilipinas. The Giga Life app is the latest mobile app from Smart that lets you discover and enjoy your passions with the different Giga promos. It can be downloaded and used by Smart Postpaid, Smart Prepaid, Pro Prepaid, and TNT subscribers via the Apple or Google Play Store. What can the Giga Life app do for me? Check your balance, monitor your current subscription, top up using debit credit card, subscribe to the latest Giga promos, monitor your data consumption, auto-detect your mobile number when you are connected to Smart Network, one-tap subscription to the most popular offer, Giga Video 99. And of course, Power and Play is powered by Smart. Live more today! At sa ating pong pagbabalik, ang ating pong mga kasama, ang bagong head coach ng FEU Tamaraos and of course, a former Mr. 100% ng PBA, Sean Chambers. And of course, pag-usapan po natin, what's hot and what's not sa sports. Dito po sa Power and Play. Hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo, Joyride at Arena Plus. Ang oras po natin, 8:44 ng umaga. This time check is brought to you by M2 Tea Drinks with Malunggay, Okra and Luya. Drink your gulay and fuel up on energy with M2 Tea Drinks.
Ito ang programang inaabangan, mga paborito mong paligsahan. Impormasyon dito ay malalaman, halina't ating tunghayan.
I dare to dream big. To be a voice of my generation. To inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai's stories on Twitter and share yours. With Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day, plus data for all sites.
Simple, smart ako.
Cherry.
Ito ang programang inaabangan, mga paborito mong paligsahan.
Natagpuan mo na ba ang totoo sa'yo? 92.3 Radyo 5 True FM. Dito tayo sa totoo.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Maging handa para sa El Nino.
Kumuha ng insurance para sa inyong mga tanim sa agriculture official sa inyong lugar.
Maging handa sa panahon ng tagtuyot. Ang El Nino Advisory ay mula sa Pag-asa at Radyo 5 True FM. Dito tayo sa totoo.
Buhay Unleash, nais mo bang makamit?
Kontento ka na ba sa buhay mo?
Kasusweldo pa lang, ubus na.
Yung iba nga, hindi pa sumesweldo. Ubus na.
Ang tagal mo sa trabaho, wala pa ring asenso.
Gusto mong magnegosyo, pero hindi mo alam kung paano.
Sa iyong relasyon, punong-puno ba ng komplikasyon?
May pag-asa pa ba tayo?
Good news! May Buhay Unleash! Ang programang gagabay sa'yo para ilabas ang galing mo.
Kasama ang nagbabalik na power couple na sina Vic at Evelyn Garcia tuwing Sabado alas 4 hanggang alas 5 ng hapon.
Dito lang sa 92.3 True FM.
Ang tagumpay ay makakamtan. Masayang buhay, tunay na makabuluhan.
Ito ang Buhay Unleash.
Yang buhay, tunay na makabuluhan. Ito ang Buhay Unleash.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Tina't makinig, talakayin natin ang laro.
Power and play with Noli Iyala.
Ibida ang hilig ng bawat Pilipino na merong taglay na galing. Bangon na, power and play na.
Power and play with Noli Iyala.
Bangon na, power and play na. Bangon na, Pilipinas tayo na. Bangon na, power and play na. Bangon na.
Kanina sa lahat po ng ating mga kauturan, lalong-lalo na dito po sa loob ng, dito po sa Seda Hotel, kung saan tayo po nagpo-broadcast. Magpapasalamat tayo sa management, of course, ng Seda Hotel for allowing this opportunity for us. Mayong buntag po sa lahat ng mga kasama din natin sa Cebu City, lalong-lalo na yung mga Joyride clients and riders. Kamusta po kayong lahat? Well, talking about Joyride, patuloy po ang top-up promo nila dito sa Power and Play. Simple lamang po, download the latest version ng Joyride Super App, kuhanan ng screenshot ang app's home screen, and you send the screenshot sa aming pong PNP FB page via private message. Sama niyo po inyong buong pangalan at registered mobile number. Kayo po ay makakapanalo ng 1,000 pesos e-wallet credits that we will announce at the end of the show. Magagamit po niyan sa MC Taxis, Joyride Delivery, Joyride Super Taxi, at of course yung Joyride Taxi Cab at Joyride Car. Hindi pa po dyan nagtatapos ang pamimigay ng Joyride. Nagmimigay din po tayo ng limited edition Aqua Flask. Magandang gamitin ito when you travel. Of course, again, after you download our super app, mag-book lamang po ng MC Taxi or Joyride Car, kuhanan ng creative picture kasama ng inyong rider or driver, manood ng Power and Play para po malaman ang aming pong hashtag of the week at ipadala yung inyong pong picture with the hashtag of the week sa aming pong FB page. And for this week, ang ating pong hashtag of the week, pakita nga natin yan, hashtag Joyride Comfort. Yan po ang ating hashtag of the week. And again, mananalo po kayo ng isang limited edition Aqua Flask. Alright, at this point, well, alam niyo po, ito isa na naman bagong segment natin na gusto po natin ipakita. Ito po ang ating another new segment kung saan papasadahan po natin ang mga maiinit at ang hindi mainit na mga laro sa mundo ng palakasan sa What's Hot, What's Not. At ang mga kasama po natin ngayon sa What's Hot, What's Not, walang iba kundi si Nico Rocha ng SGA Sports Content Specialist and the six-man podcast at si Juanito Gregorio, ang isa po natin batang-batang basketball and sports. Magandang umaga to the both of you gentlemen, Nico and Juanito. Thank you for joining us on What's Hot and What's Not.
Thank you, Paul. Good to be here. Good to be back.
Same, Tom. Nice to be back. Yes. And nice to see you, Juanito.
Nice to see you, Nico.
Alam mo, itong gusto ko mga pabataan ng pabata. Nabubuhayan ako Mga pamangking ko na to si Juanito Oh, hello to your dad. Coach Alan. Yeah, gentlemen, before we go to what's hot and what's not, I want to ask you, what's hot and what's not to sa dunk at block ni Ant-Man sa NBA. I mean, if you remember that, yung yung game-winning or game-saving block ni Anthony Edwards, and of course yung poster dunk niya naman laban kay John Collins. For you, what's hotter dun sa dalawang ginawa ni Ant-Man? I'll begin with you, Nico.
Well, for me, yung what's hot for me dun kay Anthony Edwards is his dunk. Kasi pagkatapos nun, nung tapos na yung game, may bata daw na nagtatanong sa kanya if pwede daw niya hingin yung jersey ni Anthony Edwards. Ang sagot ni Anthony Edwards, ibibigay na lang daw niya kay John Collins. Yung yung jersey niya.
Actually, butik na yata nabalian ba si John Collins doon? Na-fracture ba siya? Ano ba nangyari doon?
Parang concussion ata. Yung, di ba parang something with his head Parang hindi ako sure kung ano yung exact details. Pero dahil doon sa impact, I think he had to go to the locker room po. But yeah, kaya yun yung what's hot for me. Yun talaga yun.
Alright. Nico, Juanito, of course, si Anthony Edwards halos tumama yung ulo sa ring nung sinapal naman niya yung layup na yun. What's hot? What's hotter, the block or the dunk for you?
Well, gotta be the block. Gotta be the dunk. Sorry, gotta be the dunk as well. For me, right now, yun yung number one dunk of the season alongside mga dunks si Jalen Green, all the other dunks. But that was crazy in its own way. Doon ako sa dunk talaga. Doon ako sa dunk ni Anthony Edwards.
Ang bihira yan. And of course, it came over a guy. Sabi nga nila, sakit maging kasama sa poster dunk. But, again, that will be history. And I think maraming babalik-balik sa dunk na yun. Of course, yung game-saving block naman ni Anthony Edwards was also spectacular. At least in its physical feat dahil halos na tumama. Actually, tumama siya sa ring. And he said nga after that block, I've never leaped that high before. Unbelievable. And of course, Anthony Edwards, one of the top players at malamang contender yan pagdating sa MVP award. Well, dito sa What's Hot and What's Not, himayin lang natin a few of the things going around the basketball and in other sports and the odds that you think will happen today. Let's begin. Of course, What's Hot, What's Not, powered by Arena Plus, astig sa sports. As I mentioned, nasa Bacolod ako ngayon. And of course, dito gaganapin ang PBA All-Star game para isa na namang pagpapakita sa ating mga fans. So ang tanong, sa dinami-dami ng mga events, I want to ask you first about the side events. Itong obstacle course, yung skills challenge, kung saan si Dave Marcelo ang defending champion, and yung 3-point shootout, kung saan si Paul Lee is defending his crown. I want to ask you, sino sa tingin nyo ang may best odds to win both events? Who's hot? Who's not? I'll begin with you, Nico. Go.
Common, you mean like to win both events? Like
No, well, sino mananalo muna ng obstacle course?
Okay. Obstacle course.
Well, andyan of course si Dave Marcelo, Jason Perkins, Clifford Hopia, si Mo Tua, Justin Arana, James Lapot, JM Calma, Leonard Santillan, Isaac Go, si Brandon Ganuelas Rosser, at si Ralph Ku at si Raymond Almasan. Who do you think?
For me,
Or
si
the defending
Jason, si
champion?
Perkins, I prefer Jason Perkins. Ang laki ng pinayat ni Jason Perkins. He has that sneaky handle and I feel like siya yung pwede mag-surprise for the field dun sa obstacle course.
Wow, Jason Perkins, of course.
Jason Perkins ako.
Versatile guy. And alam naman natin sa obstacle course, there's a lot of dribbling, there's passing, there's the shot, there's the layup, a lot of things going on. And of course, alam natin ang talent ni Jason Perkins. Juanito, who's hot and who's not dito sa obstacle course?
Well, for the obstacle course, I think I would go with the Northport's Calma. Very
Si JM
underrated,
Calma.
maraming kaya gawin. For his position, very agile, very versatile, and can really dribble the ball at may shooting. So kompleto siya for the obstacle challenge.
All right. Well, that's a good choice. And, up and coming JM Calma, of course, also one of the stalwarts yan na maglalaro. I'm going with Brandon Ganuela's roster. I think this guy is in a guard's body. I mean, in a center's body, but he's a guard. He can shoot, he can pass. He's a top pick before. And obviously, he looks like he's in good shape. I think he'll give Dave Marcelo a good run for his money. Sa 3-point shootout, sino sa tingin mo ang makakalaban ni Paul Lee, Maverick Ahanisi, James Yap, Alex Stockton, Chris Newsom, Robbie Herndon, Arvin Tolentino, Ken Tuffin, Andre Caraco, JV, Javi Gomez de Leaño, Calvin Oftana, and Marshall Lassiter. I'll begin with you, Juanito.
Well, I gotta go with my friend. I'll go homer pick. I'm going with Javi. I'm going with Javi GDL. So, of course, he's really playing terrific this season. Siyempre, medyo may loyalty pick na kasi kasama ko siya since high school. So, I'm going Javi for the 3-point shootout.
All right. Nico, ikaw naman.
Ako naman, si Robbie Herndon. Kasi
good.
I've watched a few NLEX games. I've watched a lot of NLEX games this season. And iba si Robbie kasi I think once he sees the ball enter, makita niya lang once pumasok yung bola, dire-diretso na yan. Tapos naaliw ako sa form niya. Patulis kasi yung tira niya whenever he shoots it from 3. And it's also in a way a bias pick kasi lagi kong napapanood yung NLEX.
I like that pick as well. Napili ko yan. But ako, it'll be a shootout pa rin between the two finalists last year, Paul Lee and Marshall Lassiter. Pero I'll pick as a sentimental favorite si James Yap. Coming back to his saan siya nagsimula, I think James Yap will be egged on by the crowd. I think it should be very, very interesting. All right, let's go to our second topic ngayong umaga. And this is about, yung volleyball naman. Kung saan, alam naman natin, na sa kasalukuyan ng UST ang namamayagpag sa UAAP. They have a rematch in round 2 against the NU Lady Bulldogs bukas. Ang tanong, who's hot, who's not? Sino mananalo sa pagtatagpo muli? At sa tingin nyo, ilang set aabot ang laban na to? I'll begin with you first, Nico.
Ako, I'm for UST. I would say na kahit sila yung top seed, underdog pa rin tingin ko sa kanila, no pun intended. Kasi iba pa rin yung NU, iba pa rin yung the fear that they strike. So it was kind of surprising when NU lost to them last time. So and it's gonna reach 5 sets, Easy.
5 sets, all right.
5 sets.
All right. Marami nakikinig sa inyo, baka mamaya tumaya yan sa Arena Plus. All right. Juanito, Marino, sino sa tingin mo? UST, NU sa rematch at ilang set?
Ako, I'm going the other way. Kaya kay Nico, I'm going with NU. I'm going with NU for this one. I think NU is peaking at the right time. There's a new coach. Si Turing went in late because she finished her thesis. So, nag-a-adapt pa sila dun sa system. And you see at the end of the first round na mas malakas na yung NU compared to the first few games of the season. So I think that NU can win this in 4.
Well, wow, 4. Wow, that's interesting. So, mga kapatid, yung mga nakikinig dyan sa Arena Plus. Ako basically, I'm left. Sabi nga nila sa Baccarat daw, hanggang nananalo pa yung high, o yung kung ano man yung kaparintayan ng taya, hindi pa natatalo tong UST. So I'm going still with the undefeated team ng UST. But I think it's gonna be a good match. I'm going with 5 sets as well dito sa laban na to. All right, let's go to our third topic of the morning. Siyempre, mabilis ang pace. And this is about itong mainit na March Madness sa US NCAA. Kung saan we've seen some huge upsets so far, including yung Kentucky na tila natalo ata, no? So, ang tanong, ano pang mga upset o madness ang inaasahan nyo mula sa mga underdog squads ng US NCAA March Madness? I'll begin with you, Juanito. Go!
Well, in terms of upsets, medyo mahirap pa masabi kasi we're too early into the competition. But I think Gonzaga, not that low naman at number 5, but they're not as high as the past years. They can upset a few teams this year. But personally, I'm still rooting for Purdue. I'm a big Zach Edey fan. at 7-4. So let's see. But it's been very exciting the first few days. So I'm sure there will be a lot more upsets. Today pa lang, maraming lamang na underdog teams sa mga higher seeded teams.
Oo, marami nanonood dyan dahil maraming talagang sumusunod pagdating sa March Madness. Nico, same question. Ano pa sa tingin mo ang inaasahan natin ng mga madness o upsets dito sa mula sa mga underdog squads?
Actually, yung if you heard yesterday ba yun, yung Oakland, the Golden Tigers beat Kentucky. Yes. That was 14-3. So yun yung mga gusto ko. Tapos since they beat a really favored team, I really want Oakland to keep doing what they're doing. Sila yung Cinderella team to follow. And it's been a while since it's been a while since medyo uso yung ano tawag dito, yung mga upsets nga pagdating sa March Madness. And another one a while ago was Colorado versus Florida. Colorado beat Florida. That's 10 versus 7. So when it comes to March Madness talaga, you can't help but root for the underdog. So Oakland, Colorado, all the lower seeds, that's who I'm going for.
You know, that is why this kind of format is so exciting dahil nga sa daming mga pwedeng mangyari. Nangyayari talaga. And, you know, I love it, and it just keeps you glued early morning mga napapanood natin, and even on the weekend. So again, it should be interesting. I like Houston. I think Houston has been pretty tough, but yes. Again, so many things can happen pagdating sa March Madness. And again, yung pong mga nakikinig sa atin, wag niyo po kaming sisisihin kung kayo tumaya sa Arena Plus.
For fun lang to. For fun.
But this is all for fun. What's hot and what's not. Nico and Juanito, thank you for joining us this morning. Maraming salamat, and enjoy.
Thank you, Com. Thank you, Com. Thank you very much, Com.
Maraming salamat. Mga kaibigan natin po, mga kaibigan, mga batang, mga sports analysts, and really fun na mga nakasama po natin sa What's Hot and What's Not. And all right, bago po tayo pasok na ating susunod na guest, before we take another break, pasok muna natin ang mga viral videos at pop culture sa mundo ng sports sa Stop and Pop. Ang title ng video natin ngayong linggo ay Ant-Man Commits a Crime. Naku po, ito yung pinag-uusapan namin kanina nila Juanito at Nico. At tingnan niyo po namang itong Dunk of the Year candidate na si Anthony Edwards na ginawa niya po in this particular play. After that turnover, makikita niyo it was a give and go play, and then bang! Niyo po, nilamutak ni Ant-Man si John Collins. Sinasabi nga ni Kevin Harlan, no regard for human life. Tapos sa conference section, call the police! We just witnessed a murder. A poster dunk from the Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards, sa ating pong Pop and Pop. Ang Mr. 100% ng PBA at ngayon po, magbabalik Pilipinas bilang head coach ng FEU Tamaraws. Coach Sean Chambers will be in the house. Ito po ang Power and Play mula sa Bacolod City. Handog sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo, Arena Plus at Joyride. Ang oras po natin, 9:05 in the morning. This time check is brought to you by M2T Drinks with malunggay, okra, and luya. Drink your gulay and fuel up on energy with M2T Drinks.
Ito ang programang inaabangan, mga paborito mong paligsahan. Impormasyon dito ay malalaman, halina't ating tunghayan.
I dare to dream big. To be a voice of my generation. To inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai's stories on Twitter and share yours with Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day, plus data for all sites.
Simple, smart ako.
Cherry.
Ito ang programang inaabangan, mga paborito mong paligsahan, impormasyon dito ay malalaman.
Totoong usapan, totoong buhay. 92.3 Radyo 5 True FM. Dito tayo sa totoo.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Ngayong Fire Prevention Month, narito ang isang fire safety tip.
Iwasan ang octopus connection o maraming sabay-sabay na pagkakasaksak ng electric appliances, gadgets at iba pang gamit sa iisang outlet o extension cord.
Isang fire safety tip sa Radyo 5 True FM in observance of Fire Prevention Month.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Dito tayo sa totoo, masarap pakinggan ang katotohanan. Dito tayo sa totoo, walang kasinungalingan. Tunay na kapatid, iyong maaasahan. Saan man sa bansa at sa mundo na may Pilipino. Dito tayo sa totoo.
25,000 watts ng totoong tunog ng FM radio. Totoong pinalakas, totoong pinagtibay ng mga batikang mamamahayag sa paghahatid ng news, public service, entertainment, music, information at inspiration para sa bawat kapatid, bawat Pilipino. Ito ang 92.3 Radyo 5 True FM. Dito tayo sa totoo.
Power and play. Power and play. Power and play with Noli Iyala. Power and play with Noli Iyala.
Halina't makinig, talakayin natin ang laro. Gusto mo, pag-usapan natin. Ibida ang hilig ng bawat Pilipino na merong taglay na galing. Bangon na, power and play na. Bangon na, power and play. Bangon na, power and play na. Bangon na, Pilipinas tayo na. Bangon na, power and play na. Bangon na, power and play. Bangon na, power and play na. Bangon na, Pilipinas tayo na. Power and play. Ito ang programang inaabangan, mga paborito mong paligsahan, impormasyon
Po tayo dito sa Seda Hotel sa City of Smiles sa Bacolod City at kami po ay again nagpapasalamat sa Seda for allowing us to use this stand or startup bar dito po sa roof deck ng kanilang hotel. Alright, at this point mga kapatid, there was some big news that came out last week where a beloved import of the PBA is coming back to the Philippines in a different capacity. Sean Chambers, who was former Grand Slam champion in the PBA and of course a former best import, is now the new head coach of the Far Eastern University, Camarag. And he's here with us this morning. Coach Sean, thank you for joining us this morning all the way there from California.
Thank you for having me, Commissioner. Glad to be here.
You know, I was so elated when I heard about the news that you've accepted the coaching position in FEU. First of all, let me ask you, Coach, the idea of coaching here in the Philippines, was that always the plan, or was this just a case of having the right offer at the right time?
It's always been a plan to come back and have some kind of an impact on Philippine basketball once my son was on his way to college, which my son will be heading to Oregon University. Let me turn my volume down because I can hear myself. But anyways, it was always a plan, and then it was just happened to be the right opportunity. Had a great conversation with boss Anton Montanola, and then I got a chance to meet with Mark Molina, and then the coaching staff, Coach Dinog, just all kind of fit, and it just fell in the right places. And I have to say, FEU has been absolutely wonderful in the way they were dealing with me, working with me, negotiating the contract. And then I finally eventually got the blessing off from Mr. Fredo Itensu that kind of sealed the deal. This is not the first team that came at me, but this is the first time that Mr. Itensu was like, okay, this is a good one for you. I can say you being successful there, and they're going to look out for you.
I read somewhere that the first thing that you were really looking for is just being a developmental coach. But you ended up, of course, now for you becoming a head coach, of course, with the help and the convincing of Johnny Barrientos. But what really was the turning point for you to take on a bigger role, Sean?
I think you have to give a lot of credit, Coach Dinak. Coach Dinak, after meeting with me, and I met with Johnny and Richie Tixon and the people that are in charge of the university. We all had a conversation, and Dinak went to them and said, "Hey, Sean is pretty dynamic. He not only does he know basketball, but he loves the Philippines, and he's an educator. He's a dean of students, and he has something about him that is unique that I would love to learn from him if possible." So Coach Dinak was willing to take a step back and be like my understudy for a while, and hopefully we can propel him back to the head coaching position here in the near future.
All right. Well,
but that was very big of him. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to ask you a little bit about your agreement, your deal, your contract. How long is the deal? Is your contract as head coach? And are there special conditions on your contract like autonomy, involvement in recruitment, etc.?
I don't want to. It's a long deal. It's a good deal. It protects me definitely for everything that I was doing here with my university. So the university was absolutely fair in giving me a very solid deal to help me build the program. It was nothing that they say in short term, that they understand that I'm going to have to get over there, not only learn the culture of the UAAP and how to get and recruit people. I love how they recruit. I love how they try to grow from within. They try to grow from local guys or guys from the province, guys that are hungry to want to play in the UAAP since they've been growing up.
All right.
And that's what I want to stick with. I'm sure if there's a guy or two that's a Phil-Am that may fit that model and have the same kind of respect for the university and the school and the culture and the climate and want to represent FEU the right way, I'm sure we'll entertain a few. But for the most part, when it first started, the whole idea was for me to come and develop as a player development coach and help those guys get better within. So, and I'm all about that model.
All right. You're talking about, you said about getting familiar or getting to know the UAP and getting used to it. Do you think there's going to be a learning curve for you, Coach? How familiar are you with the UAP? Have you been following the games or the teams?
So one thing is, about me, I've been a fan of not only Philippine basketball and the PBA, but I've been a Philippine basketball fan of UAP and everything that happens in the country. When I was back there, I even went to go watch some of the female games while I was over the girls' games in the UAP. So I think my learning curve is going to be, I understand there's dynamic coaches over there. There's no doubt about it. Coach Baldwin and Topax and all the other coaches, they're excellent in what they do. But my goal is to see what they do and match it and try to be better at what they do. But I have been able to watch over, I would tell you, Coach, I probably watched over 20 games already, maybe more from last year and the year before. So I watch film. So I got Philippine Live, I downloaded my computer, and when I have downtime, I'm watching not only what FEU has done and where I see areas of improvement, but I'm watching what made UP successful the year before and what made De La Salle successful this year, all the way down the line. So I'm going to have myself extremely prepared, and I'm going to work very closely with my coaching staff and make sure that we are working hand in hand like brothers, like we work at Alaska. And I'm going to entrust them to help me maneuver as I learn the league and learn the dynamics.
All right. You talked about working closely, and of course your plans. Let's talk about your plans now as head coach of the Tamaraos. You mentioned in one of your interviews that the mission is to reignite the winning culture at FEU, the we not me mentality of Alaska. How do you plan to do that concretely as an initial step, as the first step in making this culture as well as this mentality a reality for the team?
Well, first and foremost, I know I cannot come over there and disrupt everything that they're doing right now. It has to be a gradual progression into my system and my philosophy and how we're going to play the game. From there, we're going to really push the mindset is that we're not going to only play together, but we're going to play for each other. And that means not only for the guys, not only our teammates, but also our families and also our the people that are close to it. And especially, I want to make sure, knowing that the basketball programs are the flagship of each university in UAP, I want to make sure that we embrace all the other sports as well. Like, I want to make it a community of a sports community with FEU, with everybody that's on that campus.
Have you seen the team? Have you met the team?
So I did meet the kids and the coaching staff via Zoom last week. I did. I was introduced. I had them all introduce me and tell me their name and where they were from, and it was pretty fun. It was awesome. But I definitely got to get in there. I'll be there. I believe April 1st is when I arrive, and then I'm going to come in and observe a practice, and from then I'll start putting it in my system.
So I guess it's not yet fair to ask you about your initial assessment of the team, or have you seen actually? Because I know that there are just a few names left on the roster, at least from last season's team. So I guess it's not yet fair to ask you about your assessments of their strengths and needs, Coach.
Well, I've been able to watch some of our preseason games, our tune-ups. So I probably watched about 5 or 6 games so far. And what did you see?
Times. What did you see with this team?
So I see what I always see about Philippine basketball players. They love the game of basketball. They play extremely hard. They play with such a high energy and a flair with the game. I see that we can, and respectfully, we can clean up some of the smaller things and pay attention a little bit more to details. And some of the offense that the coaching staff is running right now, it will flow into what I do. And, don't be surprised, because I do have a version of the triangle that I do. It's going to be very similar to Kim Combs, but it has a little bit of a Sean Chambers flair to it.
All right. And what is that Sean Chambers flair? Is that I want to ask you about that, because you've always been known as Mr. 100%. You've always been known as somebody who has a championship DNA. Your teammates call you one of the greatest teammates that they have. What among your many traits do you want to immediately instill on the Tamaraos?
Well, I think it just starts with that. It's team first. We're family. We play for one another, and I don't let my teammates down, and my teammates don't let me down. And my teammates are my brothers, so I want to instill that in them. And because when you have that, you're playing for something bigger than yourself. And really, with being at the university, which I love, what I really love about being connected to a university, you're also connected to that alumni and that alumni base. I know it's huge. I know there's going to be some good moments. There's going to be some negative moments, but I'm willing to embrace all that, because they're very knowledgeable in the game of basketball. So everybody has a huge fan base. But I no doubt about it, I want them to be patient with us, but also hold us accountable as well. Hold us to a high standard, because I want to come in and we got to be successful right away. I think watching some of the games last year, most of the game, they were about 10 to 15 points away. They weren't far away. And if you take care of a couple of things, minimize your turnovers, box out and make sure you get high quality shots, you're in conversation to win those games.
Yeah. Well, FEU finished with a 3-11 record last year, and obviously they've missed the Final Four for 2 straight years now. And given the kind of competition, we know how UP and, of course, the defending champion LaSalle and the powerhouses in the UAP are building on their successes. How long do you think will the build-up be for you to become a contender in FEU?
My mindset is to come in and be successful right away. That may or may not happen, but that's what my mindset is. And I want to see growth every time we step on the court, every time we come out of practice. I want to see us improve in all areas of what we're doing in the basketball game. So I want to be improving our offense, I want to improve in our defense, and I want to improve in our skill level. So, but I don't come over thinking that we cannot be competitive right away. And I think you got to have a mindset with teams that we feel that we need to be able to win, and then the other teams that we need to try to steal games from, you know. But at the end of the day, those teams that are building up and putting a lot of talent on their teams, only 5 guys can play at a time. So at the end of the day, if you think about the Alaska way, you know, we didn't have the biggest, most dynamic lineup, but we had a core 8 guys, and then we had our role players behind us that were all bought into each other's mission. I only need 5 guys on the court that wants to do it all.
Right. Well, you've always been known as a guy who, you know, was a glue guy. You know, got everyone together, and of course, you have a great eye for talent. You know, obviously, you've got great teammates in the past in Alaska. Are you already looking at recruits, even in the U.S., to perhaps bring overseas, to bring to the Tamaraws, to Moraita in the team?
Absolutely. So there's a few kids that I've identified as potential talent to come over and be a part of our team, and we have some pretty good guys that are very interested. You know what was pretty funny though? As soon as I got announced, I cannot believe how many people have sent me messages and videotapes asking to join the team. And to be honest, and I'm gonna throw it out there, and I'm not gonna say names, but there's a couple guys that left. They wanted to reconsider now once I got announced. Wow. So yeah. So, you know, we're going to take it like a grain of salt, because I would have preferred that, you know, we would have stayed loyal to the university, because at the end of the day, coaches are going to come and coaches are going to go. I want the guys to, when I recruit guys, I want them to really have a true love for their university, because at the end of the day, that's where your foundation is going to come from. And then your, how would I say, your life after basketball is going to be connected to that university. So, but I have found some guys here that want to come over, and it's going to be important to me once I vet them and I get a chance to know them, that they understand Filipinos, and they understand the love of basketball for Filipinos and how they need to act and take care of themselves while they're there in the country.
Are you at liberty to say any of those names here right now?
I don't want anybody to go after and take them from me. But
love it.
One of the guys one of the kids is very close to me. I've known him since he was a baby, and he's going to do tremendous things in the UAP. I know it, I feel it, and I guarantee it. He's going to do wonderful things in the UAP.
Wow, I'm sure everyone's getting excited, especially in the campus in Moraita. You know, talking about that, you said you talked to Anton Montinola, who's also a very good friend of mine. Of course, Mark Molina, and of course now Denok Miranda, who's going to be in charge of the basketball operations. What are the marching orders from the top management, and what is the promise that you've given to the FEU community, Sean?
Well, I promised him that I'm going to be Sean Chambers. I'm going to give him 110%. And I say this with respectfully. I know that Filipino coaches work hard and they're very committed to their craft. But I assure the Montinola family and Mark Molino and the rest of the crew, and I told the team, no coach is going to outwork me, though. I guarantee you. I'm different when it comes to success. I've been a very successful dean of student. I've been a very successful coach here in California. I've been an extreme, like everywhere I went, I have won championships, from college to high school to the PBA, and turning around a middle school that used to be one of the toughest middle schools in the state of California has made me a better coach when it comes to the attention to details and understanding. You have to give that extra effort. So I say that respectfully, because I know the guys do a good job, but I told the Mountain, nobody's going to outwork me. I'm going to give you 110% of what I do.
Well, and that's all anyone can expect from you, and everyone knows that that's going to happen. with Sean Chambers on the roster. Before I let you go, Sean, what excites you most about this new job? And I guess also, what concerns you the most?
What concerns me the most is that I'm not naive that I understand it's an uphill battle. And I know it may take some time. And I know for me, I like immediate success because I know I put in a lot of work and dedication to what I do. And I'm going to have to make sure I'm patient and not like, I'll use everything as a area of growth. What excites me is the opportunity to come back to the Philippines, of course. I have such a great base of friends that are supporting me, from Dickie Backman, Johnny Alvarento, Jojo, Jeffrey Cariaso. They're all just backing me. I got a chance to talk to Coach Tim, and he felt this was just an amazing opportunity for me to not only impact the young men on the basketball court, but also off the court in the educational field. So I'm looking forward to my circle of friends over there and being able to collaborate with them. But truly, I say this to the core of my heart. Like when I was there as a player, and I used to go watch some of the UAP games, and then I would watch the alumni and how they support their teams. And after each game, how everybody stands up and they do their fight song. I've always, I say this to the core of my heart, I've always felt I will be there one day. I would have that opportunity to be part of an institution where I can feel like I belong, like part of a family of an alumni of a university.
Wow!
I dreamed of this moment.
So this is like
dreamed of this moment.
Some sort of destiny, Sean, and destiny actually fulfilling itself.
Once I get back and we have a conversation about my whole career in the Philippines, it's all been destiny. My whole life in the Philippines. From winning the Grand Slam, how that happened, coming over, you're right, when Derek got in trouble, and then just everything that happened in my life in the Philippines. Like when I got hurt back in 93, there was a chance I couldn't play anymore if I didn't come back after 5 games. It was destiny. I came back and played, and then ended up winning 5 championships in a row. So my whole life, my whole career, my whole being has been just an absolute dream story. Like really, I couldn't make it up, but I dreamed it. But this has been destiny my whole life over there, and I have seen myself winning the UAP championships. I'm gonna mark that down today. What is it? March 22nd, 6:30. I have seen and visualized myself winning UAP championship.
Wow! Yes. Wow! My goodness! So watch out, LaSalle. Watch out the UP. Watch out Ateneo. Sean Chambers is coming home, and there's a new sheriff in town. Sean, before I let you go, it's always exciting to talk to you. And of course, you're 30 years late, though, becoming a naturalized citizen, a naturalized player of the Philippines for the national team. But that's for another story. But let me ask you this, and as a parting shot, obviously becoming the head coach of FEU will mean so many other things in your life, so many new changes, I guess, and maybe some returning, doing things that you've done here in the past. How much does that factor in, and what excites you most about coming back to the Philippines?
Once again, I'll give you another story. Like, I don't know if you heard of the Kumu app that's in the Philippines, but the guy who's one of the CEOs used to be one of my employees here at Fernbacon Middle School. So he used to work for me. And then he went on to the Philippines and made it big. So it's just, just being back in the basketball world, like having the opportunity to rub shoulders and get more knowledge of the game of basketball for all my friends over there. I have to say, I'm very grateful for Mr. Uitentu, because once I left and retired, he continued to bring me back pretty much every year, as you know. So therefore, not that the Philippines would have forgotten me, but it was hard to forget about me because I was always back working with Alaska, doing consulting with them once a year or every other year. So Mr. Uitentu always kept my name relevant in the PBA in the Philippines, always bringing me back to do small jobs with the university. And then big thanks to my buddy Jojo, because Jojo brought me back to do some consulting with Talking Text back in October, and that's how this whole thing got rolling. Mr. Montinola saw me at one of the games, and he was like, "Wow, I see Sean Chambers. What are you doing here?" And so, it just kind of, that's how things happened. And Coach Tim used to always tell me, the art of hanging around, just always being irrelevant, because if I never came back, you might forget about me. Maybe
They
not.
said there's a saying in the Philippines, mas magaling mas magaling ang present than sa magaling. In other words, it's better to be around than to be good. So, I guess it's really just the right time at the right place. And, one thing I can tell you and assure you, and I speak for millions, you'll never be forgotten. No matter whether you were coaching or not, Sean, you will always be the beloved Sean Chambers, the Mr. 110% and the Grand Slam champion of the PBA. Sean, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
And thank you for always supporting me through all these years and always giving me a lot of love. And I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you too. Thank you so much. Mga kaibigan, ang bago pong head coach ng FEU Tamaraos, Coach Sean Chambers. Nice to say that, huh? Coach Sean Chambers coming back to town in a few weeks. And obviously, he'll be leading a promise. He said he's seen this in the past. So let's see what happens. Watch out, UAAP. Alright, bago po tayo magpatuloy, gusto ko lang po magpasalamat sa lahat ng mga tagapagtaguyod who has always made the power and play possible na maging kasalo niyo po tuwing Sabado ng umaga. Unahin ko na po, of course, ang Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum sa ganitong pabago-bagong panahon, mga kapatid. Mainit, ulan, kailangan natin na matibay at protektadong bubong. Dapat ang bubong ay yerong may aluminum. Kapag may aluminum, sak na pang matagalan. At isa lang ang alam kong dekalidad na yerong may aluminum, yan ang Cherry Loom, tibay protektado sa pang matagalang yero. Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Cherry Tigo 7 Pro Hybrid, easy on the fuel, stylish, and with advanced functionality features. This is the Cherry Tigo 7 Pro Hybrid, equipped with a panoramic sunroof, power tailgate, wireless mobile phone charging, and a 360-degree around view monitor, plus a 48-volt mild hybrid system that lets you drive with ease and optimal fuel consumption. Perfect for work, road trips, or other personal journeys. If you're looking for a classy car that boasts new technologies and fuel efficiency at the right price, look no further. Enter the new era of green mobility the practical way with the Cherry Tigo 7 Pro Hybrid. Visit www.cherryauto.ph for more information or test drive at any Cherry dealership near you. You can also check them out on Facebook and Instagram at Cherry Auto Philippines for the latest offers and updates. Joyride, ang bago ninyong kasundo. Super excited na kami sa pinakabagong super serbisyo ng Joyride Super App. Ito ang aming Joyride Super Taxi. Maganda at bagong sasakyan, super luwag pa ng trunk space para sa inyong kagamitan. Full-time at professional na mga drivers. Pwede parahin at pwede ring i-book sa app. At higit sa lahat, walang dagdag presyo at dimetrong pamasahe. Isa na namang handog ng Joyride Super App sa mga super sipag na mananakay ng Pilipino. Super serbisyo ng dimetrong kasundo. Yan ang taxi. Yan ang Joyride Super Taxi, available sa Metro Manila at ready na po sa aming super app. 717 Deli, serving quality, classic, premium sandwiches. Treat yourself to a feel-good meal today, located at 3rd floor, 53 Connecticut Street, Green Hills, San Juan. 717 Deli, keep you smiling with every bite. Arena Plus. Mahilig ka ba sa sports betting habang nanonood ng laro? Narito ang Arena Plus. Manalo at manood ng live sport kahit saan. Arena Plus, ang official sportsbook partner ng PBA and PBL at EASL. Kasama pa ang mga stig sa court na sina Jordan Clarkson at Scotty Thompson as official endorsers ng Arena Plus. Keep it fun, game responsibly. Download the Arena Plus app now in App Store or Google Play. You can watch it also on arenaplus.ph. Sa Arena Plus, astig sa sports. Skin, your face and body anti-aging center with branches at Alabang Town Center and Green Hills, San Juan. For your skin assessment and treatment schedule, please call 0917-890-1640 or 0977-809-8886. M2 Tea Drinks with Malunggay, Okra, and Luya. Drink your gulay and fuel up on energy with M2 Tea Drinks with Malunggay, Okra, and Luya, your natural source of electrolytes. And Smart, live more today. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng ating pong mga tagapagtaguyod ng Power and Play. Alright, bago po namin ipasok ang ating ilalagay at itatampok sa ating In the Spotlight, magbalik tanaw muna po tayo sa ilang mga moments or best moments sa kasaysayan ng palakasan this week. in sports history.
Power and Play with Noli Iyala.
March 20, 1945 o 79 years ago, ipinanganak ang magiging isa sa mga basketball coaching at executive legends, walang iba kung hindi si Pat Riley. Ipinanganak sa Rome, New York, si Riley. Fun fact, nakalaban pa ni Riley sa high school si Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kinalaunan, naging coach ni Abdul-Jabbar ang dating kariban. May 5 NBA titles bilang coach si Riley at 2 bilang NBA executive. Parte na rin siya ngayon ng Basketball Hall of Fame. The legendary Pat Riley was born 79 years ago this week in sports history. All right, at this point mga kapatid, as we said, we are in Bacolod, the city of smiles. And of course, dito po gaganapin ang All-Star Game. And ilalagay po natin ngayon sa ating pong spotlight mismo ang mga laro ng All-Star Games in the spotlight. At tayo po'y maswerte na ating pong makakasama ngayon sa In the Spotlight, mga kapatid, ang mismong commissioner ng PBA na ngayon ay narinito rin sa, of course, inihintay pa ba natin si Com Willie? O nandyan na? O yun na, ayun na pala. Ang aking kaibigan po na nasa Bacolod mismo, busy, Com Willie Marshall. Com, mayong aga sa iyo dyan sa, dito sa Bacolod.
Magandang umaga, Com. Hindi pa tayo nakikita. Nandito ka na pala.
Alam mo naman, ayoko kitang alam ko naman sa dami ng inyong activities. Alam mo, narinig ko lang na umiikot yung mga players. Nakakatuwa na patuloy na talagang konektado ang ating mga players dito sa Bacolod, Com Willie. Ano ba ang mga nangyari na so far dito sa inyong pagbisita sa Bacolod?
Ayun, katulad ng dati, Com, yung ginagawa natin, yung nung commissioner ka pa, yung pinagpapatuloy pa rin naman natin. Pumunta kami sa eskwelahan kahapon sa Negros High School. Ano pa rin? Referees clinic, basketball clinic tayo. Pumunta tayo sa mga malls, sa Ayala Malls at sa Ayala Mall at sa SM ngayon. Yung mga pinuntahan natin.
Oh. Malapit sa akin yan. Siguro makakakain ako ng dito, batsoy.
Libre mo naman ako.
Oh, yun. Kamusta ang pagtanggap ng mga Negrense? And of course, ang tulong. Sino bang dapat natin pasalamatan para dito sa pagpunta ng PBA All-Stars dito sa Bacolod?
Si Mayor Albi Benitez. Nung huling All-Star natin, Com, sa Pasig, kinausap na niya ako na gusto niya mag-All-Star. Sabi ko, next year, pwede. So, simula doon, nung araw na yon sa Pasig, non-stop na communication namin yung team niya at team natin para matuloy itong All-Star. Ito, natuloy na nga ang All-Star dito dahil kay Mayor Albi.
Nakakatuwa at ang dami nga mga poster, mga announcements sa kalsada, talaga namang mukhang excited. Ano ba bago na gagawin ng PBA dito sa All-Star weekend dito sa Bacolod Comedy?
Ontik na namin gawin yung yung suggestion mo, Com, na one-on-one. Pero inisip namin yung schedule, yung 'di ba, after this madalian lang eh. So dapat yung mga one-on-one, siguro one-on-one mga a month kasi mapapagod eh. So titingnan namin yon, mahihirapan. Tapos kasi, Com, yung ating slam dunk, may 7 dapat nasasali sa atin. Yung 5 karoon ng injury. So, sabi namin, tapos sabi nila, Com, medyo okay na ako. Ayaw ko naman i-gamble. Career nila yun eh. So sabi ko, wag na. Nag-isip yung technical team natin na sina Deputy Eric Castro kung ano magandang ibang gimmick. So naisip nila yung bigs. 3-point shooting ng mga bigs. So si Jomar, si Almasa.
Kasali ba yung mga bigs sa 3 three-point shooting?
Oh, ano yun. Ibang division, ibang ano. May maglalaro yung 3 points sina James Shop, sina Polly. Tapos maglalaro din yung mga bigs natin ng 3 points.
Okay. Anong magandang ano yan, ha? Magandang innovation. Alam natin kasi sa NBA, and of course sa PBA din, ginagawa ninyo yung bigs. In fact, itong skills challenge ninyo, puro bigs ito, di ba?
Tama, bigs. So ito, yun nga.
Bakit ngayon ang focus parang doon sa mga malalaki, comedy? Yan ba pagpapakita na talagang ang mga bigs natin versatile na, yung talagang kahit ano kayang gawin?
Ayun. At tinitinan kasi tumitira na sila sa tres eh. Di ba? Si Junmar, si Almasan, si Go. So naisip namin kasi walang slam dunk, naisip ng technical group na magkaroon pa ng isang event. 3-point shot at mag-big. Sabi ko, kaya nila. Oo, nakakano siya. Pero titingnan namin kasi dun sa ordinary 3-point shooting, merong extra ball eh. Dito wala na. Dire-diretso lang sila. So, sana nga, kung magiging successful to at gusto ng mga fans, idadagdag na natin to. May slam dunk na, may 3-point shooting pa sa mga gwardya, may 3-point shooting pa sa bigs, may obstacle pa. So, tingnan natin sa itong innovation na to. Sana maging successful.
Well, maganda yan. At of course, makita naman kasi lagi naman ang All-Star, masaya. At dyan ika nga, nag-i-eksperimento ang PBA. In fact, kayo sa laro ninyo, kumili sa RSJ, yung rookies, sophomores, juniors, meron tayong 3-point dunk at 4-point shot. Ito bang experimentation na to, Kumili, meron kayong plano na talaga bang pinag-aaralan niyo yung possibility na mangyari ito?
Hindi ba sa'yo nagsimula ang 3-point?
3-point dunk po, at saka 4-point shot.
Sa'yo, di ba? So, hindi namin tinanggal yan. Tapos meron tayong 4-point shot na mas malayo na ang nakagawa nun, sunod-sunod si Polly. So, maganda naman ng innovation. Maganda. Ang ganda ng tanggap ng players. Maganda din ang tanggap ng mga tao. So, pinagpatuloy na natin.
Well, ang isang nakakatuwa dito, Kumili, ay yung pagbabalik ni James Yap dito sa 3-point shootout. Confirm ba na laro si James, si Konsyal?
Tapos ito yung siya pinakamatagal. Tinalo na si Asi. Pang 18 All-Star niya. Okay? Tapos 3-point shooting. Maglalaro sa 3-point shootout.
3-point shootout, okay.
Yun ang maganda.
Alam mo, hapon may mga kasama akong mga kaibigan na taga rito, talaga namang excited sila. In fact, kayo daw nag-practice sa gym ng aking kaibigan, yung Pohang Gym, no?
Okay.
Ang aking partner sa Sugar Tea dito ay si Tom Pohang. Siya po ang apo kung kanino pinangalan yung gym. So, at yung mga tiga-Taitung High School na si Brian Tan at si Joshua Chua, sila rin yung nag-arrange dyan at kaya nga binabanggit nila sa akin. But ang kanila yung excitement ni James Shap, of course, yung pagbabalik niya dito. Gaano ka-significant ito sa iyo, Kumili? Considering lalo na napanood mo si James Shap sa kanyang katanyagan, no? And of course, ngayon senior citizen na si James Shap ng PBA. Hindi naman ang bata pa yan, pero senior citizen na ng PBA. How significant ito para sa iyo? Na makita si James Shap, including si Marshall Lassiter, si Marshall Lassiter.
Sa atin, sa mga commissioner ng PBA, halos lahat dinaan ni James Shap sa iyo, madaming So, maganda. Siya yung pinakamatagal na naglalaro, tapos nakakalaro pa rin. Kita mo naman, naglalaro sa Blackwater. Talagang gumagawa pa. So, di ba, ang ganda na dire-diretso pa rin siya na si Asi na tumigil na. Kaya pa lang din ni Asi, pero sabi ni Asi, mga 5 beses lang ako bababa pag ako.
And of course, maliban of course sa mga veterano, and marami yan na nakikita ko sa mga listahan, nandyan yung mga bago, Kumili. And yan naman ang alam natin na buhay ng PBA, yung mga kabataan. And pagdating dyan, Kumili, sino ang nakikita mong very, yung pang paborito ng mga fans among doon sa mga bagong batch natin?
Isang lumilitaw din si Aranya.
Si Justin
convoy.
okay.
So, si Justin. So, si Stockton, si Tio. So, yun ang mga malalakas na sa mga fans. Lalo si Kit Jimenez. Hindi pa naglalaro eh. Inano lang namin, kinuha lang namin na napaganon sa buhok. 5 million hits
Sigawan
kami. 5 million hits ano. So sabi ko, grabe to. Grabe pa naman ngayon.
Kasi ano yun, di ba? Ano ba yun? Ano ba? Internet sensation,
YouTube,
di ba?
YouTube sensation. So konting galaw, konting alam mo naman yung hindi katulad nung sa'yo, nagsisimula pa lang yata Twitter nung ikaw yung commissioner. Ngayon, ala na. Talagang sunod-sunod. Hindi mo na alam kung paano mo babasahin, paano mo ma-absorb. Pero maganda.
Panahon natin tabloid sensation lang yung panahon natin at saka mga magazine yung mga pero ngayon makikita mo na
real time makikita doon babasahin mo pa kahapon ngayon real time bang papasok at lahat ng kahit mga netizens kuha nila di ba?
Oo. Comedy, itong format ngayon of course ito yung Team Japet versus Team Mark sa All-Star game. Of course, hindi muna natin ginagamit yung North versus South o North versus West na format. Ano kung so far ang nakikita mo, ang assessment mo dito sa ganitong klaseng format?
Tingnan natin. Successful naman tayo sa ganitong format. Tingnan natin, baka ibahin namin. Pati yung mga teams, kung ano namin equally divided. Pero alam mo naman, kasi botohan ng mga fans. So, pinag-aaralan na namin yung na halos isang team na kalahating team yung ang maglalaro yun ang naboboto. So pag-aaralan namin kung paano ma-adjust. Tingnan natin kung yun ang pinag-aaralan namin
Alright. Mapunta lang ako doon sa ating konferensya ngayon, yung All Filipino Conference, at maagang umarangkada yung mga sabi nga nila mga koponan na independent teams, ika nga, na yung mga nasa ilalim, biglang nasa taas. And of course, ngayon, nag-ahabol na yung mga top teams. But yung pagpasimula ng PBA with Terra Firma, Blackwater, maganda ang pinakita. Kasama na rin, of course, ang iba pang kupunan dyan. Ano ang masasabi mo dun sa mga kritiko na nagsasabing, ano naman to, alam na natin ang mangyayari. Ito ba yung pagpapahiwatig na kahit paano ang ating mga teams ay talagang nagpapalakas?
Yun. Nakita mo naman yung build-up ng Blackwater. Nandun si Mambata, nandun si James Shap, nandun si Rosario. Nagbi-build up na talaga sila. Terra Firma, dahan-dahan. Hindi mo din comment talaga yung sinasabi ko naman kahit ng panahon natin na hindi mo naman sila masasatisfy lahat. Pero makikita mo, dahan-dahan. Sana mga magpatuloy na dire-diretso yung Blackwater at Terra Firma at halos lahat ng mga teams.
Yun nga lagi, ang akin lagi sinasabi, hindi natin masisisi ang mga koponan kung gusto magpalakas, katulad ng mga powerhouse sa PBA. Sapagkat nandyan sila para manalo. Hindi naman nagpunta dyan ng mga teams para matalo. Of course, ang mahalaga dito ay makita lamang na talagang ibang koponan na nagpapalakas. And I guess yun ang siguro gustong hinahanap lang ng assurance ng mga fans na ang PBA Commissioner's Office ay talagang yun ang direksyon at yun ang binabantayan. And kung mabibigyan mo sila ng ganyang klaseng assurance na talagang yan ang ginagawa ninyo ngayon sa mga programa ninyo.
Oo naman, from day one, kahit nung panahon mo pa, yun ang ginagawa natin. Hindi naman tayo sumasablay. Hanggang nga nagtayo na nga ako ng trade committee. 5 tao yun. Hindi na ako nakikali. 5 tao yun na hindi katulad sa atin. Tayo lang dalawa magdidesisyon. Ikaw lang mismo magdidesisyon. Rin. Ngayon, 5 tao na yun. Tapos kung anong desisyon nila, hindi natin pinapakailaman para magiging mas hindi sila na, okay ba to? Okay. Desisyon ninyo. So, ganun. Ginagawa natin lahat kung paano natin mapaparehas sa tingin ng mga tao. Parehas. Sa tingin namin parehas. Yun nga, katulad sinasabi ko, James Bond movie, ito maganda sa iyo, ito maganda sa akin. So, hindi pareho pero ginagawa din natin lahat kung ano magagawa para sa kabutihan ng PBA.
And of course, ang PBA naman alam natin para sa fans talaga. Kaya naman lahat ng programa inihahandog sa fans. Balikan natin ang All-Star na of course ang pinakamalaking paghandog ng PBA sa mga fans. Imbitahin mo nga sila doon sa mga mangyayari. Ano ba mangyayari ngayong araw na to, Sabado? Ano bang ang una nating events?
Yan, obstacle course, tapos yung 3-point shooting ng bigs, 3 points ng guardia, tapos yung mga rookies at sophomores maglalaro na. Bukas naman yung shooting stars na ginagawa natin, yung mga LGUs maglalaro si Senator Bong. Pagtatanggol nila sila defending champion.
Huwag mo sabihin naglalaro ka pa, Comili, ha? Huwag mo sabihin naglalaro ka pa. Ayoko na makita ka naglalaro pa, ha?
Ikaw yon, ang nilalaro ko na lang, poker na lang tayo, poker. Hindi na tayo makakatakbo. Ikaw, kaya mo pa. Ikaw, okay ka. So, yun, tinitin natin kung, yun nga, ang game ko mamaya ay 3, magsisimula yung ating...
May ticket pa ba? May mga ticket pa ba sa mga tiga Bacolod?
Meron pa yata for today. Yung tomorrow hindi ko alam. Paubos na o wala na. Tapos 6 o'clock ang simula nung game, nung mga rookies.
And live ito tayo.
Live.
RPTV.
Signal at sa Rush. Tapos bukas 5 o'clock yung Shooting Stars. Tapos 6 o'clock yung game ng All-Stars.
By the way, talking about...
Huwag nilang kakalimutan, ang maganda sa All-Star, sasayaw sila. Sasayaw yung mga All-Stars.
Yun. Dapat alam mo, pati governor sumasayaw. Sabi mo sa mga governor sumayaw din.
Baka matanggal na ako pag pinasayaw ko sila.
Kamuli, talking about RPTV, happy ka ba? Happy ba ang board sa coverage ng RPTV?
Super. Kasi nire-report sa akin na umaabot tayo ng 3.5 sa ratings natin. Yung laking bagay nun. 3.5 Wednesday at hindi pa powerhouse teams yung naglalaro. Hindi naman powerhouse. Yung sikat na teams na naglalaro. So, malaking bagay ang RPTV sa atin kasi yung business nila at yung clarity ng TV na sinabi ko sa iyo nung huling interview ko sa iyo, may ginagawa pa kaming paraan. Yun, hindi ko lang mabanggit. Pero yung huling interview ko sa iyo, sinabi ko sa iyo.
Well, alam mo, yun lang naman ang importante. Siyempre, sabi nga natin, ang PBA para sa mga tao, para sa mga sports fans, and mapanood lang talaga ang ating liga. And of course, tuloy-tuloy ang magandang labanan at assurance ni Com Willie and of course ng buong PBA na lahat ng programa ay ginagawa para bumalik ang Hindi natin inaasahang magpapantay-pantayan, pero at least alam natin na palaban lahat ng mga pupunan. Pero Comili, before I let you go, ito lang isang biro. Kailan ba kayo bibili ng private jet ng PBA? Kasi merong lumabas na mga litrato nung kay Junmar Fajardo na nakaupo daw na ipit sa silya. Sabi ko, di ba, maraming pera ang PBA, bibili na ng private jet yan. Kailan ba kayo bibili ng private jet, Comili? May reklamo ba si Junmar? Hindi naman nagreklamo, no?
Hindi naman nagreklamo. Kinuhanan, nagtawanan nga, nagkinuhanan. Pero kasi, hindi, ayoko na magbanggit kung paano nangyari. Pero okay si Junmar, nakipagbiruan, hindi siya nagreklamo. Private jet, sana mas muna Coliseum. Yung unang ng araw di ba? So sana Coliseum bago private jet. Sana. Alam mo naman, ang hirap din talaga di ba?
Yan, mga kapatid, dyan yung narinig. Una, dito sa Power and Play. Sana, nagsalita na si Com Willie. Matagal na po namin plano yan. Nung panahon ko pa, na gusto namin pagtayo ng PBA Coliseum. Sana nga, yan ang isa kong pangarap na sana bago tayo pumigit ng ating bakna ng permanente, makakita na tayo ng PBA Coliseum. And of course, yung private jet na yan, sana akong unang sumakay. Omili, good luck sa All-Star Game at magkita-kita tayo muli. Maraming salamat sa oras mo.
Ikaw, anytime. Maraming salamat. Alam mo naman, basta sa'yo. Basta wag yung maaga. Alam mo, pag maaga, wala pa lang ng araw ko eh. Maraming salamat po sa suporta niyo. Maraming salamat, Com Noli.
Maraming salamat. Mga kaibigan, si Commissioner Willie Marshall ng PBA. All-Star Game po mamaya, mga kapatid. Sinasabi ko na, All-Star Week dito sa Bacolod City, mga tiga Bacolod, magpunta po kayo. Meron pa tayong mga ticket. Alright, marami na po tayo napag-usapan at bago po tayo magtapos, gusto ko lang pong i-announce lahat ng mga nanalo muna. Hindi, ito muna, yung nanalo ng ating Aqua Flask. No? Nanalo po ng Aqua Flask last week. Si Angela Villaflor Estabillo ng Joyride Passenger at si Ben Chico yung Joyride Driver Partner. Congratulations sa inyo. Aqua Flask para sa inyo. At yun naman po ang ating mga Joyride top-up promo winners ngayong araw pong ito na mananalo ng 1,000 pesos e-wallet credits. Si JP Bornalo, Ariel Rosadeño, Melissa Taule, Unique Espiritu, at si Shakiriza Del Castillo. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Congratulations sa inyo, 1,000 pesos e-wallet credits para sa inyo pong lahat. And of course, sa inyo pong lahat na nakinig sa atin at nanood ngayong araw pong ito, maraming salamat again. Thank you to Seda Hotel. Thank you to Tom Pohang, Brian Chua, Brian Tan and Joshua Chua ng Bacolod, Taitung High School. Sa lahat po ng ating guests, marami pong salamat. At lagi po natin sinasabi, tuwing Sabado, bawal ang masungit. At sa lahat po ng ating gawain, ad maiorem Dei gloriam, all for the greater glory of God. Kami po ang 1PH, teleserbisyo para sa Pilipino. Susunod na po ang inay ko po. Happy Sports Weekend, mga kapatid, from Bacolod City. More power, more play.
Kapwa ko Pilipino, ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo. Ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko, para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na at kung magpatalo, ipagdiwang natin ang Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulo, Chumbe, Sibay, Lakay, Maniga. Sama-samang pakita ang galing natin katropa sa kapwa ko Pilipino.
Game